Aloha, and welcome to the practices for the realm of service. Actually, these are going to be practices for all of the realms because we're nearing the end of our 21-day stretch. Good job. You've been doing great. You've been suiting up and showing up to yourself. These practices that I'm going to offer today are merely a recap for what we've already been working on. We don't need to introduce any more new information. We get to let the thoughts drop. And so I wanted to create some time and space for integration and for a sense of structural support on the journey that we've been on thus far. So the practice today is to pull out the trackers that I have sent to you. If you don't have them by now, for some reason, email me, help@amyelizabethgordon.com, and we will get these trackers out to you. These are the Moonshot Magic Trackers. I've talked to you about the moonshot being that extraordinary something that you've declared that will happen. The magic is the allowing. This is that idea that source sources you, that transformation can indeed be a more passive and less active endeavor. That when we set our mind, we align our consciousness, we gain proper use of the will, we practice radical self-care, that things can happen more freely, with less striving, with less efforting, that there's a peaceful coexistence that can occur. I'm in the middle of this grand experiment. We're seeing how it's going. I know I'm a heck of a lot more tender in my heart when I'm not trying to make stuff happen in a very my way or the highway sort of endeavor. So the practice is to print out the trackers that I've sent. And in this brief video, I'm going to go over the different trackers. So if you're already doing this, feel free to stop the video, use the time to fill out the trackers, particularly paying attention to the bottom 3 lines where you get to put in what really speaks to you. And feel free to change these. Again, I don't have the map toward your tender heart. I have some key indicators that are pretty common in the human condition, but I don't know how you're going to get there. I'm just offering up some guidance. First tracker, core. Nope, that is the second tracker. Backing up. Realm of Resilience tracker, that's where we start. Because some of us, when we're caught in our own old wounds, we need to get that resilience back up. Take in the beauty of the eternal now and breathe the breath that says all is well. That's a quote. I must have written that in the book back when I was going by Amy Elizabeth. Y'all can call me Amy now. Dropping back to my true nature, the joyful girl on the beach doing cartwheels. I don't need to armor myself up with my middle name with a sense of being Amy Elizabeth. It's a fairly new realization. In my realm of resilience, I am Amy. And in that, I work on these 4 character distinctive chapters. First is trust yourself. I don't know if these are showing up for you to read or if they're backwards, but we're going to hope that they show up. Trust yourself. And then it goes over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Have you done that? And if so, how did you do that? So if it was through keeping your word, check the box. Keep your word about what time you said you were going to go to bed. That's the most common example I like to use. If that does not resonate with you, feel free to scratch through it. That's not how I trust myself. I trust myself by getting to the gym 3 days a week. Great. Check the days that you did it and the days that you didn't because you gave yourself a rest. Beautiful. Wonderful. Good job. Trust first, verify later. Opening bid of trust. Moving into situations with an open heart and open mind and open willingness. You're trusting. Feel it to heal it. Trust yourself that you can handle the waves of life. I don't know if you can hear the rain. It's really coming down right now. I hope you can still hear me. Those are the 3 that I made up under trust. Make your own up if those don't land. Focus your gaze. The invitation is to release the pinch, shift the drift. The drift is that, oh, I'm just going to get flick-faced, watch another Netflix show and eat a pint of Ben & Jerry's and get chip-faced. And the drift keeps me caught in that lack energy. It doesn't get me where I want to go. Shift the drift, come out of it. Set your sights on what work gets to be done and relax and take it easy the rest of the time. Just do you. What does that look like for you? I can check that for today, because to just do me today means I get to work on a weekend, and that's okay. I can have high ideals that I get my work done during the work week, but sometimes I get to work on weekends. As an entrepreneur, I get to do that. One way to just do you is to switch your language up. Instead of saying, I have to do this, I get to do this, because I'm just doing me and I get to do this. So that's how you focus your gaze. To repair your part, stretch the spiritual muscle of forgiveness. Remember the definition, letting go of the idea of ever having a different past. Forgiving. Stretch that spiritual muscle. Eliminate shame, blame, and criticism, the 3 toxins. And consider this, when you spot it, you got it. Own it. All those things you admire in someone else, they're in you somewhere. Own it. All those things you detest and despise in someone else, they're somewhere in there too. Get real. Look at your own life. Look at the story you tell yourself. Look at your part in things. Clean it up. Heal. Become more integrated and whole. Finally, faith. Faith in your higher power. What is your higher power? Only you can define that. Allow source to source you. Allow source to resource you. Some people I know believe in God, but they feel very empty. So I invite them to open that channel to God. When I help people focus on their relationship with self and others, we also focus on our relationship with spirit. How do you do that? Do you pray every day and talk to God? Do you meditate every day and listen to God? Do you imagine yourself in that higher vibration, that higher self, and be the best self that you can possibly be? One way you can do that is to be indigenous to your heart, be native to yourself, be authentic, real, present in your own tender heart. Finally, I suggest that you experiment with surrendering to win. Talk about shifting the drift from dominant culture that tells us there's more we've got to do. What if I surrender? What if I surrender to win? It's a huge experiment. Finally, 3 lines at the end. What is it that tells you you're living in the realm of resilience, that you're doing that on a daily basis? Because here's the thing, I think we get to do each of these on a daily basis. So I walked you through the first one. The next one is the core tracker for the realm of compassion, where you clear your mind by making the bed, meditating, and repeating a mantra. You open your heart, smile upon awakening, move the body, have that attitude of gratitude. You reactivate your spirit, you breathe deeply and intentionally, you create something, and you spend time outdoors. You energize your life, you receive what comes, you let go of what goes, and you don't chase after anything. I covered these a lot in the videos. If you forget, go back. Go back. Look at them. I'll be compiling these videos into a one-set wonder where you can access all the videos at once. If you're interested in that, let me know. It's a work in progress. Right now, they're daily doses that have been coming to you in your email box. We are what we repeatedly do, said Aristotle. I'm here to give you some guides for a daily practice to get yourself right-sized. Again, 3 spaces at the bottom in the realm of compassion. What does it mean to be compassionate in your world? I blazed through that one because I felt like I really covered that in the videos. Finally, the last tracker, the realm of service. My life is dependent on yours. Your life is dependent on mine. Bonus points if you can remember how to say that in Olelo, Hawaii. I ola oi, I ola maukaune. Maukaune. I'm still working on pronunciation. It's not my native language, but it really resonates in my heart. So I repeat it with the greatest respect. Interdependence, the interbeing. Uplift the world. Be connected with effortless existence. Express aloha for yourself. Responsibility. Magnetize loving kindness. Emit respect. Soften your gaze. Generosity. Give to live. Commit to the vision. Unlearn destructive habits. And advocate for your beloved's well-being. And finally, consciousness. Choose wisely. Adopt self-sovereignty. Practice enlightened self-care. And hydrate wildly. Again, 3 lines at the end for you to fill in. Use these. Play with them. Make some magic. Allow space for grace to enter your heart and your mind and work in a way that is indeed miraculous. Through these daily practices, we find the discipline, the commitment, and the responsibility to live an extraordinary life. Aloha and be well.